Alrighty, today I'm going to give you a lesson on how to play Daughtry's Who's They from the deluxe edition of Break the Spell. First off, I'm tuned down, actually a whole step down. Every single string is tuned down a whole step. So it would be D, G, C, F, A, D. So let's start out with that. Intro is also going to be the verse, which sounds something like this. And that just repeats over and over. So it's based around 3 chords: E minor, a G chord, and a D5 with an open A. Okay, so let's talk about the picking pattern. So we're going to start out. We're going to go 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, 3, 6. Then you're going to go through it again, but this time you stop on the open G. Then we're going to transition to the G chord. We're going to hit the open D. Then you grab the G chord and pick straight across from the low E all the way to the B. Then we're going to grab that D5. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. So the whole thing, nice and slow, sounds like this. Back to the top. So it would be this in context. That just repeats for the intro and verse. After this first verse, and that's when the guitar solo comes in. Let me play it real quick. Alright, so starts out, we're going to go 14 on the G, pick it 4 times, and then go down to 12 to 14 on the D. Just let it ring. And that takes us to the next phrase. That is 12 to 11 on the G. And then pick 12 on the D 4 times. Then you repeat that. This time slide 12 to 14 on the D. And then 12, 14 on the A. If you have really good drive, add a pinch harmonic. That's what Josh Steely did on this bit. And then the last phrase, you start with a slide up to 12 on the G. Pick it a couple times, and then hit the 14 on the G, and grab the 15 on the B. And then you end the very end. You're gonna start. It's the same end. It's the same phrase like we began the solo. So it would be this. that's the solo. Then you're going to repeat that intro and verse again. Then we have, after the second time through that verse, we have kind of extended version of it. It's going to sound like this. Okay, the first chord is a C add 9 chord, 3rd fret of the A, 2nd fret on the D, open G, and 3rd fret on the B. And you're going to pick the same way like we did on that D5. Then we go to an E power chord on the 7 on the A. And pick the same way like we did on that like we did on the E minor. Then we're going to go to a D major chord, take the same picking pattern off of that D5, but move it up a string. So it would be... Alright. Then we get to that big bridge section. Let me play it real quick. It's going to sound like this. Alright, so starts with the first chord is the 3rd fret of the A, open G, and 3rd fret of the B. You're going to hit that twice, do a D power chord with the open A. Then an E power chord, you're going to hit it twice. Then we have, so you hit the power chord twice, and then do 4 dead notes, and then 1, 2 on that E5. So it's like, then you do the first 2 chords again. Then we have that little fill. That's just hammer on 5 to 7 on the low E, then the A string. Then you slide down to that E5. So the second time would be this. Then you can repeat all that again. But here, the rhythm, the dead notes are going to be a little bit different. Instead of doing 4 dead notes, instead of doing 4 dead notes, you're only going to do 2 dead notes. So then you end the same way. Okay, and that takes us to the outro section. So it's going to look like this. So is that C add 9 chord, that first chord from that bridge. Then we're going to grab an E power chord. What I'm going to do is I'm holding like an E major chord, but I'm muting the G string with my index finger. So when I strum across, that G string is not going to ring out. It's not going to ring out. Then you go to that D5 with the A and the bass. The first time through, you're going to end with an A5. But the second time around, you're going to end on that you stay on that D5. So you're going to do that whole thing twice, and then you end with that first chord, just let it ring. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the link in the description for the tab on this one. So if you're having trouble with this, you can grab the tab and just, if you have the song, grab the tab, go through it, and you pretty much got it. Good luck.